And they were like, "That's not a candy apple."
It's in their butt. Oh man, I don't know. If that music doesn't get you in the mood, I don't know what will.
In the mood for what? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Oh well, yo, Papa 40 and check your rollie. This is the NWA show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition. I should say, well, hello, you beautiful people.
You should say that first.
Let's start over. Hit the counter again.
Well, hello, you beautiful people. This is the NWA. And I'm Gary Horn. I think I messed that up still somehow. Anyway, this is the show talking about the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition, the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time. Of course, we're talking about the National Wrestling Alliance. You know that's how we do. And I'm one of your hosts, Gary Horn. Anyway, I said that. That's where it went. Who's the other two guys?
We took 2 years off, and then you hit it without skipping a beat the first time, and then tonight it's like it's like your first time ever
since. Yeah, it's like the first time I had sex.
Tell
us about that in detail.
Yeah, well, you got
to join the Patreon.
Downhill ever since. It's just a list of failures.
Well, we lost the one viewer we had.
How we doing?
That's Will. That's Will Martin right there. You're hearing his the luscious tones of Will.
Oh, I had a tweet drafted and then I restarted my browser. I got it though. We'll get it out there. We'll get some people. Get some people in here.
All right. And Doc Stinson's here.
Pop said a weasel could a weasel said pop.
Man, I missed that.
Not how it goes. You guys are off tonight. Woo.
We just watched season 24, episode 3 of NWA Powerrr. Now available on Roku. You want to be there. If you want the action, you want wrestling. Good old school wrestling. That's where you want to go. Sports, Roku Sports, every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Also a replay at 11. I also saw him last night playing on the Sports Network, by the way. So
was it last week's episode?
Yeah, it was last week's. Pretty interesting. They replay it throughout. But you can watch it on demand too. So if you missed it, don't worry. You can go watch it right now. Again, that was season 24, episode 3. They gave it a name on the show, and I don't remember what the name was, so I called it From the Bar to the Brackets. That's what I called it.
Well, you should be naming them anyways, Gary.
Look at that. That's a good name for the show.
I feel like it was something like Hell Hath No Fury. I don't know. Something like that.
I think that's right. I just forgot to write it down. Joe Galley's in the chat. It's good to see you, Joe. We love you.
Joseph.
Yeah. Good old Joe Galley out there. I'm
the voice of reason today, by the way, on the show. Between William Patrick Corrigan and Danny Dills, the voice of the analysis of Joe Galley is Gerrymander Joe. However, his analysis has been spot on. So Danny Dills, my man.
Wow.
Hell Hath No Fury.
Hell Hath No Fury. He got it. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. That's it.
Anyway, this was a good episode. I had a lot of fun with it. We're going to talk about it, but first we can catch up with you guys and anybody that's out there. I had a birthday yesterday, just so you know. Happy birthday!
So did I. So did I.
Yeah.
So did I.
And so did Hulk Hogan.
What not? No, he did not.
Well, he did. I mean, it's emeritus, but yeah, me and Gary share a birthday with the immortal one.
Doc, I didn't say happy birthday to you, but I really didn't
either. I didn't either, man. That's
I felt really bad because I thought it was August 8th. And then by the time I remembered it, it was like August 10th. And I was like, oh God, I missed it. Like I felt so bad. So I wasn't going to say anything. And then if I had known it was actually August 11th, I would have.
Dang, so you telling you missed it twice in 1 year?
I missed it twice, man. I missed the wrong birthday and then I missed the right birthday.
Dang. That's like someone talking about you behind your back right in front of your face.
Yeah, dude. And then you turn around and say it again. It's like them talking about you behind their back.
Dang.
About that.
That's interesting. I never thought of it that way.
You're like, back.
I just didn't mess with my phone for some reason. I think I was just dwelling in being old. So here we are.
50.
How old are you?
50's a big one.
Yeah, it's not 50. We're not there yet.
That's me, bro.
Oh, I get y'all mixed up all the time.
Or are you 5-0? Was it the complete 5-0?
Nah, I'm 4-9. I got one more. This is my last year of my 40s.
Oh, we got to make it
next year. Next year's when we go. Just
did y'all see that Sawin is in Atlanta?
I did.
I did.
Center stage,
I was going to send it to you guys.
Are we doing a TIPW reunion?
Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're definitely making it happen. I was going to send it to you guys too, but I don't know. I don't think you guys get my text messages. I sent like 3 today. Just crickets.
Bro, I have a job.
I have a job too, but I make time.
I came back.
Okay.
I did say something.
You can't text a brother on a clock.
I think I did finally say something.
I didn't get it if you did. But Rob got an Android, so now our group chat is all screwed up. So I don't know what's going through.
I may be going back, and it's not because I don't like the Android. It's just I'm way ahead of you guys. I'm way ahead.
I like your thinking about that. Where it's like, nah, you know what? I'm making
too advanced, man.
It's like out of respect for us, you're making us feel bad for some reason.
Yeah, man. I'm a decade ahead of y'all, dude. I'm a decade ahead of y'all. So I'm gonna scale it back.
All right, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yo, over metal in the house. It's good to see you, buddy. One day we're gonna get the advertising for this show on point. But props to Will, because without him, this show wouldn't have gotten together. I was at the bar right before this, so
I didn't know if he was gonna be here.
Yeah,
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock hit.
I finally was like, boys, I got to go. I got a live stream in 10 minutes. I got to get
I've got to watch the entire episode and put on a live stream in 10 minutes.
No, thanks to NWA Powerrr being on demand on the Roku channel. You can watch it anytime you want. I watched it at like 7:30 this morning. So
wow.
Yeah,
that's real early.
Yeah. It was real early, but
that's a lot of action for 7:30 in the morning.
It is. It gets you excited.
This was a good.
You wake up the wife as you're throwing stuff around and just getting pumped up, just getting jacked up about the Crockett Cup. What's going on right now?
Quarterfinals.
We into quarters. Let's talk about this episode. It was a big one.
Let's do it. It was good.
We had two Crockett Cup matches. Will, I'm gonna upload because I forgot to upload bracket 1 and 2 here. I'm going to fix that real quick.
We'll wait.
Yeah, everybody just wait. You know what? Fuck it. Whatever. Can we say that? Can we say that on YouTube? I don't know.
We're on Facebook. We're on Facebook too, so I don't know.
Oh, whoops.
And Instagram.
I said fudge it. Okay. So this is, again, season 24, episode 3 of NWA Powerrr, from the bar to the brackets, or hell hath no fury if you want to be correct. We opened the show and everybody's talking. Southern Six, the Holy Grail, TVMA, the Island Twins. Mike Budget took a beating before the first lockup of the actual show. You had everybody just talking about what's upcoming on this one. It was good. I love these opening packages from the end.
That's that's the spirit of the Crockett Cup, man. You got a lot of guys. You got, every team's got 2 guys. I know you guys know that. I know you know how tag teams work. But you got a lot of guys going after one piece of history, and there's going to be a lot of yapping. There's going to be a lot of talking. It can't all be done in the ring. So, I love it. I love the energy. I love the buzz. Gets me pumped up. Hearing them talk about last week and then who they got tonight, and it's great. I love it.
I like the fact that Kerry Morton famously said regarding the Southern Six, he said, "Often duplicated, never imitated."
Yes, I caught that too.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's right. You're
right.
That's less legit. Like when the Southern Six talks and Alex Taylor talks about how they were at the bar all night the night before, Kerry Morton talks, you believe him. It makes it believable. You're just like, yeah.
Well, I believe him. I believe him because of the ones that we went to. We were at the bar with him the night before, so that doesn't seem out of character.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I've been to a Broadway musical with Alex Taylor. We went and saw Waitress, the musical. That's a true story.
It seems off-brand, but
yeah, does not.
Maybe I should.
See in the chat. Out? Can you verify?
Yeah, well, nobody's going to cast out.
Rob says Alex a lot Taylor. Of stuff.
Alex Taylor is world junior heavyweight champion and United States tag team champion. So
and reigning Crockett Cup champion.
And reigning Crockett Cup champion. That's a good point. We're going to talk about that a little
bit. Alex
tonight,
3 belts. Alex, 3 belts.
Rob's been
belts
furiously scribbling away at excuses about tonight, so we're going to talk to him about that at the end of the show, I'm sure. Match number 1 tonight, though, was we start off with title action as the World Women's Tag Team Championship is on the line. TVMA defending. That's Tiffany Nieves and Valentina Rossi, by the way, with Samantha Starr in their corner. The champions taking on the Island Twins, making their debut. That's Tahine Tonga and Talavut Tonga. I think I said that right.
Bravo.
Yeah. TVMA comes in like they own the place and maybe the parking lot too. Full of swagger, hairspray, questionable moral fiber. The Island Twins making their debut. They come to just yeet them into the next time zone, and you believe they can do it because they look bad. Honestly, they almost did it. When they got their hands on the champs, the Twins ragdolled them. But TVMA aren't holding those belts because they're nice. They're holding them because they fight like villains in a telenovela. They stick, move, cheat, confuse you until you don't know which one's legal. Tiffany lands the meat defeat, gets the pin. TVMA retains. Heels, hairs, high heels still intact, and the belts there as well. What you guys think of this one?
Go ahead, Rob.
TVMA are probably my favorite female tag team in wrestling right now. They've got the look, they've got the swagger, they're freaking scientifically proficient. I loved it, man. But don't get me wrong, man. I mean, this was a signature win of a really, really potentially dominant tag team. I mean, they looked imposing, they looked intimidating. Their mic skills were really good. We're going to see a lot of them in the future, but TVMA, come on, man, they're going to hold these belts for a long time, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree. I have a feeling this is probably not the last time we're going to see these two teams lock it up, and probably for gold like they did tonight. But yeah, tonight TVMA just was the stronger team. I mean, like you said, Gary, they're champs for a reason, and it was just very imposing, though, just seeing the Island Twins in there, hearing their promo before the match. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, my eyebrows raised a little bit, and I was like, all right, are the belts in trouble? Are they in question tonight? And throughout the match, that didn't really change till right at the end when TVMA showed us, why they're the champs, why they hold the gold, and came out with the win. But the one big takeaway for me was hearing William Patrick Corgan talk about wanting to do a women's Crockett Cup during that match, because I was literally, it's like he read my mind, because I was sitting there and was thinking, I was like, I know this isn't part of the Crockett Cup, but I was like, but man, the women's tag teams in the NWA are second to none, and I'm not just blowing smoke. They are they're dominant. I mean, and like I said, you've got a debuting team tonight that could have won the titles. Like, that's how strong these tag teams that are coming into the NWA are on the women's side. And so that got me excited, and I want to see that ASAP. I want to see a women's Crockett Cup, because that would be amazing.
And President Corgan has been an ambassador for women's sports. I mean, we were in the room the day that they named him Powerrr. The three of us, along with Joe Galley and Danny Dills, we were there. And he's definitely got, and he was commenting on how women's wrestling is better than it's ever been, and it's particularly good and highlighted in the NWA, and that's the case. You think about, like, all of the female talent's been showcased in both the singles and tag team division. I fully expect maybe by next year you're going to see a female Crockett Cup for the first time in history. What was David Crockett's wife's name? We're going to call it like the Beulah Crockett Memorial Cup.
I think her last name was Crockett, so we can just call it the Crockett Cup.
Crockett Cup, yeah.
One thing I have noticed with the National Wrestling Alliance is, I'll give them credit, the women's tag team titles in a lot of different companies just get they get a nice debut, and then they just get brushed off to the side, it seems like. And that does not happen in the NWA. These titles are valued, they're treated with respect, and they have been battled over in some hardcore matches
and I think
the short history.
I think a big part of that is the people, the teams that hold those belts. I've yet to see a team to hold those belts that takes them lightly. And not throwing shade on other promotions, other companies, but I feel like it just means more in the National Wrestling Alliance. And I think the girls that hold those titles, these teams, they they walk around with their head up and they hold it in the regard that it deserves to be held. This is the NWA Women's World Tag Team Championship. Like, that's a big deal. And so it we say this a lot, but it feels like more, to hold those belts.
By the way, our producers just chimed in and said that Jim Crockett's wife's name was Elizabeth Eversole Crockett.
Okay.
Eversole being her med name. So you're looking at the Elizabeth Crockett Senior Memorial Cup, or just the Elizabeth Crockett Cup, or some people just call it the Eversole, kind of like the Burke. We fighting for the Eversole this year.
I mean, there's an argument to be made that if President William Patrick Corgan brings the first female Crockett Cup, he gets to name it. Like, maybe it's the Chloe Cup. You don't know.
Or it could be like the Glitter Cup or the Bumblebee Cup.
The world
maybe
is
the
whatever he wants
first
to name it. Whatever he wants to
maybe
name
the
it.
first winners of the Women's Crockett Cup get to have it named after them.
Oh, that would be cool.
What would if the Page girls won it? What would they call it?
The Page Cup.
The Page Cup, yeah. I think
No,
that's what you
it
call
wouldn't be that.
Next
It'd be
question.
like
Kinsey Cup. Kinsey Kylie Cup. The Corgan Cup,
man.
Overmetal
Yes.
says in the chat.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Uncle Thrill's watering hole is where we're at next. We find Mims walking into the family bar. It's like a redneck Olive Garden, I think, is probably what it operates like. Thrill says it's been in Knoxville for generations and in his family for even longer. So
yeah.
did appreciate that.
Yeah.
Silas basically in this segment is making his case that Mims should just, even though he's technically next in line for the World's Heavyweight Championship, he should just not. And surprise, shockingly, Mims is he's not a fan of that suggestion, and that's kind of how this segment went. They're just agreeing to disagree.
Well, I mean, but the Silas Mason made a great point, man. It's like, do you want to leave money on the table? People would pay to see Mason versus Mims, and I think Silas is making a very conscious and intelligent business move here, and Mims would be better to listen to it, I think. No worse for the wear.
I see both sides of it, but these guys are competitors, and we've known Mims for a long time, and it's just not in his nature to back down and be like, all right, you go after him. I mean, he holds that belt. He made it clear tonight, during that conversation, that he knows he's next in line. He knows that holding that title puts him in that number one contender spot, and when the time is right for him, and whenever he wants to, he could take a shot at the 10 pounds of gold.
This is interesting. What I do love about this part is that it does seem like a lot of people it shows you how many people want a piece of that World's Heavyweight Championship. And so everybody's already making their play. They know that right now we're waiting for the triple threat between Colby Carino, Tom Latimer, and Rhino. But everybody's just waiting for whoever comes out of that one in one piece. And then they want to take them down. So I love the planning ahead.
I did bristle a bit. Go ahead.
You got Carson Drake, who just took a shot at it, and now he's trying to get his TV title back. You got Brian Idol, who just won the TV title, who, no doubt in his mind, he's lining up 7 contenders that he can defeat to get his shot. So, I mean, that belt is the target. If you are in the National Wrestling Alliance, that's where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. All right, well, let's talk about our first quarterfinal match here. We got match number 2 on the show. It is the Slime Balls versus the Immortals. And listen, we've all been propping up the Slime Balls. They're good. We appreciate their toughness, what they've done so far. But Kratos and Odinson are like 2 refrigerators wrapped in barbed wire. The Slime Balls,
cold and sticky.
Yeah, Sage is pocket-sized, and Tommy Rich is also there. I appreciate both of them. I love them to death. But Sage spits on Odinson, slaps him in the face, begs for Kratos to get in the ring, slaps him in the face. He has zero survival instincts. What follows from there is there's a bit of offense when Tommy Rich gets in there, but or Tommy Rant, sorry.
I was about to say, I was like, you can't say that. Was he in the audience?
Yeah. Former World Heavyweight Champion, Tommy Rich.
He was at the Big D's Flea Market on Saturday, by the way, in Dalton, Georgia.
How about that?
Somebody said he was at the flea market.
Well, you should have showed him this match and asked him if he'd ever seen a wrestling snuff film, because that's basically what we got here. Sage gets tossed around like a lawn dart. Tommy gets pounced into a different tax bracket, and the Immortals walk out looking like they just warmed up. So we got the winners, the Immortals, possibly a homicide investigation taking place after this one. What did you guys think on the first quarterfinal match?
Yeah, this is my shocked face. I was not shocked. I mean, yeah, props to the Slime Balls for what they've accomplished. I mean, no one can ever take away winning the Battle Royal and then turning around and defeating, former World Tag Team Champion BFP. And so, that's great. Feather in their cap for that. But man, you go against a team like the Immortals, that's an uphill climb. And then to go in there, I mean, as soon as I saw the taunting and the overconfidence, and typically I kind of look at that and see that as a competitive spirit, but it just seemed irresponsible in this case. I'm sitting there looking at Odinson and Kratos, and I was like, man, and so I definitely not surprised by the outcome. It was a good reminder though of the Immortals. We haven't talked about them or seen them yet, in the last 3 episodes. They had a bye. So, kind of reestablishing themselves at that number 4 seed and reminding everybody why they're seeded so high, because they are a force to be reckoned with.
They should have called this episode Reality Check, because last week we were all like, man, everybody's got a shot, man. I mean, they're right now Slime Balls are the emotional favorite, and then come on now.
Yeah, they've got momentum.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to Saber Matrix, man. You cannot deny the fact that a team like the Immortals is not going, they're not going down to Slime Balls. No way in the world. Not looking like they may not go down at all, ever again. I mean,
the rest of time.
For the rest of times. So
every single time.
Or in the whole world's
all of
Listen,
them.
I know there's bigger teams to come, but it's hard to watch this match and not think of the Immortals as a favorite now, headed to the Crockett Cup. So we'll see how they do, but they didn't have to use much energy in this one. So good for them. Carson Drake hanging out with Joe Kazana in the back right after this. Carson wants a rematch for that World Television Championship that he lost to Brian Idol in the first episode of this season. Because then it clarifies, I'm only the president of the territory system, not the NWA president. But sure, he says, I'll call Billy Corgan. It sounds like he said, I'll call Billy Corgan right after he finishes getting off the phone with Santa Claus or something. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe Kazana will have his people call his people.
Yeah, Kazana, for all intents and purposes, runs the NWA. Billy Corgan is the CEO, obviously. He's the company, but the NWA is firmly a territory system now. And if that's true, then Kazana's in control. And he's a man by the book. I like him. He's intelligent. He's an old school guy. And if he says to Drake that he's going to make things happen, I trust him at his word.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what Joe Kazana is up to. The next thing we saw on the show was Kinsey Page and the crew. We get the World Women's Champion every episode. She's hanging out down at the watering hole too. And Kinsey's a little PO'd. Yeah, she's not happy with Joe Kazana. She's also mad at Hunter Drake for interfering in Kylie Page's match. Hunter's already paid for it. We saw that. He went through a table like a human fajita platter, but Kinsey thinks he earned it. And honestly, same. So we're on the same page with the champ. And No. This was just a lot of people being PO'd.
Yeah, just a lot of. I mean, they're obviously not happy. I don't know. I mean, this has been 3 weeks in a row that they're really perturbed at the situation with Joe Kazana and his leadership, and obviously this is going to reach a boiling point in some way. But I feel like this is a slow build for that, and we're going to see some kind of fireworks at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that Hunter deserves Kenzie's time. I don't think he deserves our time. And Kenzie is my girl. She's grown on me. Got you, Kenzie. Got you.
I feel like there's an episode of the show we're going to have to do where we figure out what exactly it is that Rob has against Hunter Drake. I feel like there's an untold story there. And I don't know quite what's going on.
Yeah.
But this is the second week in a row that Rob has had an issue with Hunter. A lot of backstage stuff this episode. Wrecking Ball Legursky was backstage, and Wrecking Ball's hyping his match with Jay Bradley next week until Bradley jumps in mid promo. Two big lads here. That whole room's coming down when those two clash. So we're gonna see that next week. They've been going
I'm excited for that. I am. That's gonna be brutal. I mean, that's gonna be at a level we are not used to seeing, I think, on NWA Powerrr, because I mean there's a lot of bad blood here. The biggest rivals often used to be best of friends. And that's what we've got here. We've got a combustible situation that is reaching that boiling point, and they're going to be chained together. And that's a recipe for brutality right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
I hate this. I like that. I thought Jay Bradley and Wrecking Ball Legursky were a great team together, and former United States Tag Team Champions. It's just a real disappointment they can't get along now. But
they had a good vibe, man. They were fun to watch. They had good banter, but I mean, the very best relationships in life are hard, man. We know that. I mean, I got 2 words for you: Oak Grove.
Yeah, look at that. But we came back together, so the fixers
within 30 minutes
can fix things. Yeah.
I was watching our last week's episode where Will was pointing out the fact that Gary bit my butt during an altercation at Oak Grove, and I was like, no, I think that was during the makeup. I was like, you're right. I don't think that happened during that was in the reconciliation.
I don't know. I left the room because I don't like tension, so I don't know what happened after I left.
Yeah, it was as I recall, it was a lot of just hugging. It was just a lot of loving and hugging.
Hugging and
some of the hugging was a little rougher.
But, yeah. That's the best kind.
Started rough hugging.
Yeah.
And then it got a little more gentle.
Main event time. We got the Southern Six versus the Holy Grail, or this show keeps calling them Team Exodus Pro, I think. But the Holy Grail is what they say in promos. So yeah, either way, whatever. Kyle Davis tries to interview Southern Six. Kerry Morton says they're going back to back as Crockett Cup winners. Alex Taylor says party and win, because that's literally what he does. And Thrillbilly trashes the Philadelphia Eagles because we're in Philly and he has no value for safety. So I don't know. This match is crisp. It is a tag team clinic. Exactly what you're hoping for out of the Crockett Cup when some teams clash. Smooth tags, double team offense. But Pretty Boy Smooth is a skyscraper in tights, like I said a week ago. And EC3 has the kind of brain that makes you check under your bed at night. Experience doesn't matter when your opponent is bigger than your house. Shockingly, the Holy Grail knocks out the defending champs and busts some brackets wide open. The winner, the Holy Grail, back to the drawing board for the Six. I got to know what you're thinking, Doc.
Well, let me go first, so he can let him ruminate for a second. Let him compose himself, because I'm sure that description just triggered him a little bit. He's probably, he's got to get his thoughts in order. I will say I was shocked. Part of me expected them to win at all costs, sort of like they did last year, or by any means necessary. Hey, that's a throwback. Remember that pay-per-view?
I remember that. I was wearing that shirt literally.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a few
yeah.
days ago.
But you know, I expected the Southern Six to pull it out because they're just one of those tag teams that they know how to make it happen, even if they're outmatched in size, even if they're outmatched in experience. You know, they're scrappy dudes and they get in there and they make it happen. I mean, that's evident by the amount of titles that they hold. You know, I mean, Alex Taylor's the junior heavyweight champion and one half of the U.S. tag team champions. And, you know, Thrillbilly's a former national heavyweight champion and he's got his eyes on the 10 pounds of gold. So, I mean, this is a group that, you know, that oozes championships. And so I really did think they were going to make it happen and pull it out. So I was pretty shocked to see it go the way it went. However, I really feel like the Holy Grail, Team Exodus, whatever, you know, we're calling them tonight. I think this was a banner match for them to establish themselves as Crockett Cup contenders because, you know, EC3 is a former world's heavyweight champion. You know, they've come in from Exodus Pro and they're really kind of planting their flag, I feel like, in this tournament and saying, hey, we're here. You know, we just beat the reigning Crockett Cup champions, and that's got to, you know, put them squarely in the eyes of everyone else as a threat.
I'm going to say this. I don't dislike Team Exodus Pro because they're Team Exodus Pro. I dislike them because this is clearly Conspiracy Corgan's handpicked team coming from Chicago. And it bears out that you had the announce crew against them. You had a man at ringside during this match causing all kind of distractions. You never see the Southern Six pull that kind of antic. You had a fair count only if you're using the metric system. We got nothing but fast counts when it all comes down to. We had a lot of hair pulling, a lot of tight pulling. It was a fiasco. You call this a scientific clinic. I call it a highway robbery right in front of our eyes. Robbed.
That's
well,
your name. If you've never experienced live pro wrestling with the Doc, you need to, because this just reminds me of the times that we've gotten to experience it together. And the one person I would not want to be is the official, because Rob he is laser focused on the rules. He knows them all by heart. He'll tell you all of them. And so, you know, I trust your judgment, Rob. I do. Yeah. I mean, you know, got to get it together.
I can't say that I saw anything in this match that the Southern
you may be watching doctored up tape, man, but because I know you got the just go back and watch it, man.
You were probably, I mean, it was 7:30 in the morning, Gary.
Yeah, I want you to pull your stopwatch out. I want you to do it. I've done it 6-7 times, man. They were 0.2 of a second off at best.
Okay. All right. Well,
so
I mean, it is disappointing. I mean, you're talking about the United States Tag Team Champions here. Getting
robbed. Getting robbed.
Okay. Robbed. Now, if anybody knows about robbed, it's Rob. You see what I did there?
Because that's
your
my
name.
Yeah.
And when there's a will,
like
there's a way.
There's a will.
and if you've ever been to Gary, Indiana, I got nothing for Gary.
Yeah, they're so good.
Or if
there's no Gary thing. Oh. You're feeling horned out.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's horn with an E. Yeah.
I just thought about that. I bet
horn with an E minus the with a.
I bet
there's no chance that I've
up.
talked about my. I was about to say there's no chance I've told you or not told you my dad's whole thing with that. Like I've given you all these dad jokes, and he literally used to walk around being like, "It's horn with an E, but the E is silent until midnight."
Do you pronounce the? Do you pronounce the with the with that? Is that silent too?
Did Rob just disappear for you too? Like he just vanished into thin air.
Oh,
there he is. Okay.
That's
all right.
I was gonna say, I don't. Did you get crap growing up for that?
What? Having the last name that looks like Horty?
Yeah.
No, I never heard about it in high school or middle school or any school.
We've just never talked about it. I mean, I get it, dude. I got called Will Farton. So
That still makes me laugh. That's good.
but I earned that nickname.
I'm disappointed I never thought of that. That's so weird.
Yeah, I never got that, man. They called me Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah.
So,
Well, back
Nobody
in the
calls you that.
50s, they didn't really bully as much as they did
Right.
when we were growing up.
hell no, man. You whoop that ass.
All right.
Boy,
Episode verdict for this week. Solid episode with a few I'll give you a few wait what moments. Possible bar fights brewing. And Tommy Rant probably needs a hug and an ice pack, I guess. That's the results of this week's episode. Next week, we get Wrecking Ball Legursky versus Jay Bradley. Got two bulls, one pasture. What's going to happen with that one? We got two other quarterfinal matches for the Crockett Cup. You got Daisy Kill and Talos versus the Colognes. I'm ready for that one. That's going to be good. And speaking of being ready, I've been waiting for my boys, Mike Knox and Trevor Murdoch. They're showing up, the World Tag Team Champions. They're taking on Mondo and Slade. This is gonna be your dad's favorite match right here. This is a house fight, as they say.
Yep. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit last week too, and I was doing, we didn't really talk through kind of looking back through history, but we briefly talked about taking two singles competitors, putting them in a team in the Crockett Cup, and there's precedence for that. I mean, we've seen in the early years of the Crockett Cup, the Superpowers. I mean, that was two singles wrestlers that were put together, Sting and Luger, in the early days. So, I mean, you talk about, Knox and Murdoch being a good example, but Slade and Mondo, even, to an extent, the Holy Grail, EC3 with his singles, repertoire and resume, and now putting that in a tag team. And so it's really, I don't want to say it's anybody's game, but there's a lot of standouts for me. You got the Immortals, you got Knox and Murdoch still, you've got Slade and Mondo, who really impressed me last week. You've got Daisy Kill and Talos, you've got the Colognes. I mean, there's a lot of competition still there that really, I mean, I feel like we've seen several matches, but we haven't even really scratched the surface yet, on our way to the finals.
Yeah, all the heavy hitting stuff's coming, man. I mean, again, this has been a really good tournament. We've had some already in the first preliminary rounds, and this round, we've got a lot of emotional highs and lows. But I think more or less you trust the process, minus a little bit of corruption going on with the Southern Six being eliminated. You've got things shaking out more or less as they should, it seems like. I mean, big teams, seasoned teams, a couple of mega teams formed by great singles competitors. You got a little bit of everything. But it seems to me like minus the Southern Six, this tournament is shaping out as it should.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting take. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I mean, I think you are right. The teams in the quarterfinals right now are all teams that deserve to advance. So this is it's exciting. By the time we get to the semis, this is it's going to be good. And it's anybody's guess.
Pick any two teams and it's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about let's talk to the chat for just a minute before we get out of here. Overmetal's asking in the chat, is it odd that there is no mention of Natty or Hammerstone yet, or to be expected? I think it's a fair point. We haven't heard Kidsey at any time so far this season reference Natalia Neidhart, and that's her next opponent at the Crockett Cup for the World Women's Championship. That's some big excitement about that match. So I want to see that.
It's too big, man. It's too big. Like, there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't fit everything into a 45-minute, 50-minute show. But it's a great question. I think those, especially like Natty, that should be hit right now. We got to see Tom Latimer. Got to see him. Like we're seeing Kinsey.
Yeah, we got him in the first episode and nothing since.
Nothing since, man. But this is a celebration of the tag team tournament, so we're gonna see how this plays out. These episodes have been tremendous, all things considering. But that's a good point, man. What about Natty?
It's a tough setup, and I mean it's different. When you look at the history of the NWA, the way it used to be was, the pay-per-view would air in its entirety live, and you could pay to see it. And now, they're basically giving it to us for free in 30-minute episodes or 45 minute to an hour episodes. So it's kind of it's one hand or the other, whichever one what is that?
There's a chat. We could squeeze out Hunter Drake's TV time for Natty Neidhart.
Yes.
So
yes,
Hunter agrees with that.
Less Hunter, more Natty. Less Hunter and more Gary. Less Hunter and more less Hunter and more Countdown.
Wow.
We'll get him on the show next week. We'll hash this out.
Yeah,
but anyway,
we gotta get Hunter Drake on.
But it's a different format. So now we're getting to see the Crockett Cup in its entirety, kind of episode by episode, and the result of that is you don't have time for everything that you used to outside of seeing the big event matches. So for me, I kind of just I take it how it comes, and it's I like being able to get to watch the Crockett Cup like this. I mean, as a tag team person, would I love to sit down and just watch it all in one sitting? Yeah, but I feel like it would be a lot. And so, I feel like right now they're focused on the actual Crockett Cup and a couple of other different things that are going on. And then down the stretch, when we get to the Kinsey Natty match and things like that, it's going to become a much bigger deal. We're going to see Tom Latimer a little more. We're going to see a lot more, kind of build up to these matches. But this is just kind of the format and the world we live in right now with the NWA. And, I don't hate it.
No, that's true. We rolling out. We spitting out wish lists here. But you're right. I mean, this is the Cup, and we have we're parsing out a very huge night or a series of nights and series of events leading up to that night into a bunch of 40-minute segments essentially. So yeah, it's to be expected.
Yeah.
Well, I would be remiss if I don't bring up the fact that he also did in that question originally mention Hammerstone. I love that guy, and so I'm excited to see
Someone mentioned William Flagg earlier too.
Oh,
showing up half-mast.
That was me.
I love that. I love that guy. But yeah, Hammerstone's one of my faves. That guy is a brick house. I love that. Wait, no, that's Camille. So anyway, what am I doing?
Cut
somebody
that
else's gimmick.
We'll do that first.
Anyway, the Hammerstone's good. I can't wait to see him. I think he's got who's he have? He has Throwbilly, right? Is that the advertised match for Crockett Cup? Yeah. That's gonna be fun. That's two Aussies right there.
Who you got? I gotta know who you got, Gary.
Nope.
Oh man, I mean, I love Hammerstone.
Grow some cojones, man.
you don't just roll up in the NWA and challenge the Thrill. I mean, it's gonna be Hammerstone looks like he weighs like 2 tons of pure muscle. So I don't know. We'll see if he can get picked up.
The Thrill is the biggest man who ever lived.
Yeah, well, if there's anybody who can pick him up for the thrill ride, it's Throwbilly Silas Mason. So I don't know. I'm excited about that one. That's going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
And then also, one thing we haven't really touched on is we've really been focused on the show. But I mean, dude, NWA 77 is what, this weekend?
Yeah, that's true.
So
if you're in New York,
if you're up there, so excited for that to take place, and then for us to eventually get to see that and experience that. So And then we might be headed to Atlanta in October, so that'll be fun.
Man, by the time we get through Crockett Cup and NWA 77 on Powerrr, it's gonna be 2029.
Well, it's the world we live in, man.
Yeah.
So it's good wrestling on TV for free, and you can't beat that.
No, this is it's absolutely free.
You don't have to
Roku
subscribe.
channel's available to anybody.
You don't have to subscribe to 4 different, wink, wink. I'm not, specifically targeting any certain wrestling company, but you don't have to subscribe to 4 different platforms to enjoy it.
First of all,
channel, man, it's
Paulie's American Wrestling Federation does not use 4; they use 3, and there's a minimal paywall. Okay,
YouTube Premium, YouTube Red.
And
YouTube.
who can't afford $15 a month times 3? Come on now.
That's fair.
That's just for the weekend shows.
I hope that the National Wrestling Alliance is finding its audience on Roku. I think it's a fun show to watch right now, and Roku's, at least in the United States, I've been hearing mixed reviews from my international brothers and sisters on whether or not they can see it. But then again,
the Canadians can fix that real easy just by becoming the 51st state. The offer's out on the table, baby.
Maybe this was an elaborate plan, and that's what's going to push them over the edge. They're like, we got to have power. We're
making Roku great again, man.
We need the Roku channel.
It's like,
we'll do it. We'll get Crown Royal back on the shelves and NWA Powerrr up in Alberta. So that'll be great.
Hey, we're doing our part. We're spreading the word. We're celebrating the National Wrestling Alliance. You guys that are watching, do your part. Get the word out. Push people to watch it. The more it grows in popularity, the more we're gonna get. That's how the wrestling business works. So
that's right.
That's it. And a rising tide raises all ships. That's how they say it. So.
No, it doesn't.
Nope. Okay.
No, you don't know anything about. I'm just kidding.
Because I've seen some tsunami.
Have you even been on a boat?
I've seen some tsunami footage, man. All those boats are going down, man.
Yeah, so you want it to rise, but not like real fast. Like
you gotta. It becomes in so quick, man. It's gonna. Gary, it's a terrible analogy, man. Because
wow, I feel good. I feel good about being back, everybody. This is a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
I just rebooked us that Airbnb in Oak Grove, so we can just go.
Yeah,
we'll go there.
It's like saying, wind in the air, Bristol's your here, unless it's a tornado. Then,
right.
Get us that one Atlanta Airbnb where we thought we were going to die for a minute, like somebody was going to rob us. Remember that?
Which one was that? Was that the first one we stayed in, or the second one? Oh yeah, the second one where we were kind of like across from like a factory or something.
Yeah, it was across from a factory.
Oh yeah,
that was sketchy.
We were giving a surprise to Thunder Rosa. And,
that was
Michelle Green was with us that night.
Yeah, Michelle Green working out in the corner.
One bathroom, that was fun.
Yeah.
No, I like the first one we stayed at. That one had 2 bathrooms and a downstairs.
What? I'm trying to remember that one, but
the one that was like right on the street. If anybody's still watching this, they're like, "Oh my god, these guys are just
they're like, shut up."
They're just having a FaceTime conversation
at the same time.
Anyways, my point is, guys, share this out. We said this last week, but get people in here, get people watching NWA. There's a ton of people that I know have watched it, and get them back into it. Let them know it's back free and they can watch it on the Roku channel, and that we're back and we're talking about it and we're having a good time every Tuesday night at 9:00. So let's get it hopping again.
What are you talking about, Dead Kobe? Dead Kobe in the chat. The only thing the Crockett Cup needs, like the early editions, was a bit more international representation. Natalia Neidhart is from Canada.
She's not in
the. Does it mean like in the original
tournament,
cup, man?
The tournament
you would have. They would have a team representing Mexico, a team representing
you have a Japanese team. Yeah, dude.
Maybe throw in a Korean team. I mean,
no, I know what he meant. I was just giving him hell. Yeah.
Don't listen to Gary.
Okay. Well,
He's just off tonight. He's off tonight. He came straight from the bar.
That's true. It is true. Okay, well, I guess that's the show for tonight, unless anybody else has anything else. Thank you for being here, everybody. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA Powerrr show with us. We appreciate you. On the Roku channel. Make sure you check it out. Also, subscribe to the podcast feed where these episodes pop up the next morning. Been making sure those go up there like a legit podcast does. And eventually we'll be back to where we were one time before we all just drifted apart.
Yeah. And one last thing, my boy, Big Strong Mims, I love you, but it's the world's heavyweight championship.
I knew as soon as he said that, I knew you were going to say something about it. But you're right. You're right.
Yeah. It's still like this controversial topic for some reason, but
shouldn't be, man. I mean, it literally says
the belt says it. So that's what it's called. It's the name on the belt. So the world's heavyweight championship. So, all right. Well, until next week, we love you all. And please, everyone, enjoy your gravy cakes.